The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Clear skies, 41 degrees at 440. Good afternoon on the show, Kabbalah, and here's what's happening. Small Business Saturday is here after a booming Black Friday saw nearly $12 billion in online spending. In California, 3 people are recovering from gunshot wounds after shopping at a San Jose mall on Black Friday. Last day of outdoor dining sheds for the season. The mayor-elect had said he wants to bring them back year-round. Cases of the measles are rising. It's not just isolated to the U.S. The White House is rolling out a Media Offender of the Week page on its website. The Rangers lost. Tonight, the Devils host Philadelphia, and the Nets are in Milwaukee. AccuWeather says it's going to get cloudy, down to 36. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, not as cold. Some rain from midday through the afternoon. The high for Sunday near 50. Wins News Time, 441. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
We're about 50 minutes across the board at the inbound Lincoln, Holland, and George Washington Bridge. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The outbound George Washington Bridge going to cost you at least 35 minutes. You have scattered delays on the westbound Cross Bronx, heading towards the Alexander Hamilton. Northbound Deegan in the Bronx is slow, heading up towards the 3rd Avenue Bridge. West Side Highway, not that bad in and out of Manhattan. It's the FDR on the southbound side, heading towards the Brooklyn Bridge. From about Grand Street down to the Brooklyn Bridge, there's a problem with the ramp to bring you onto the Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound. So that's why you're tapping the brakes there. The outbound Holland's going to cost you 15, while the outbound Lincoln is just about 10 minutes. The Western Spur, the Eastern Spur, New Jersey, north of Route 3, you have volume heading up towards 46. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3, mostly westbound delays on the Southern State Parkway heading towards Peninsula Boulevard. You're a little slow westbound right around the Seaford Oyster Bay on the Southern. Westbound Northern slow by the Wantagh, and the westbound Northern between the area of Glen Cove Road and LIE Glen Cove Road area all the way to the Queens border. On both of those, you're going to need some time. Andre Farrow, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
It's Small Business Saturday, but there's never a bad day to shop local. From holiday gifts to restaurants, working out, buying glasses. Everything you need is, it can be better from a small business. Rachel Kellner is president and owner of Eigner Chocolate. She tells 1010 Wins.
It's about coming regularly, word of mouth, telling everyone else about what's happening here and all the things, that small business do to support their communities, because it's not just about being able to keep your business open and having some sort of a profit. It's about what you're giving back to that community.
I've been showing love to all the small businesses I live close by, but how about one from the neighborhood I grew up in, Rocky's Pizza. It is still on 35th and 2nd, 34th, 35th. Still, that mushroom slice still tastes like it did when I was a kid. Rocky's Pizza, love that place. The holiday shopping season is underway for Black Friday. Adobe says consumers spent a record $11.8 billion online, up 9.1% year over year and above the initial forecast.
In the past, about 1 out of 5 or 1 out of every $6 was spent online. Now we're fast approaching a world where 1 out of every $4 is spent online.
That's Vivek Pandir, the lead insights analyst. And Adobe says today for Small Business Saturday, consumers are expected to shell out $5.5 billion. Tomorrow, another $5.9 billion is expected because Black Friday discounts run longer nowadays. A shooting at a mall in Northern California yesterday sent 3 to the hospital.
Police in San Jose say it was not an active shooter, but instead an isolated incident with no ongoing threat to the community. Police did, though, clear the mall as a precaution. The ATF automatically sent agents to help out as well. On social media, those who were in the mall said they went running out and they were sheltering in place, hiding in their cars and in stores.
The 2 adults, that's Alex Stone reporting, and a 16-year-old wounded are expected to be okay. Investigators say the shots rang out after an argument broke out between 2 people outside of Macy's. No arrests yet. Heading home after Thanksgiving is a nightmare for people in Chicago. A winter storm has forced the cancellation of nearly 900 flights out of O'Hare.
Chicago expecting nearly a foot of snow. At O'Hare Airport, which is seeing a crush of travelers this weekend, hundreds of flights canceled. Major airlines, including United and American, are already issuing travel waivers. Sunday is expected to be the biggest travel day of the year, with experts now warning to build in extra time.
Correspondent Morgan Norwood. Worldwide, there have been more than 16,000 delays, more than 4,000 in the U.S., and 1,300 cancellations. At our airports, only a handful because mostly of the weather in the Midwest. Tickets on Amtrak trains leaving the Windy City. They've been sold out for today for quite a while. Limited seats are available tomorrow. People at that airport must be losing it. And experts say if you're driving, the best time to hit the road this weekend is before 1 in the afternoon. It is 41 with clear skies. We're going down to 36 in Midtown. Now a WFAN Sports Flash.
All right, Ashoka, pick things up with college football. Rutgers right now hosting Penn State in Piscataway this afternoon, and right now they're playing with about 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and the Nittany Lions lead the Scarlet Knights 21-14. Earlier today, arguably the biggest game of rivalry weekend, top-ranked Ohio State defeated Michigan at the Big House 27-9, snapping a 4-game losing streak to the Wolverines. In the NHL, the Lightning iced the Rangers at the Garden today 4-1, snapping the Blue Shirts' 3-game winning streak. JT Miller tallied the lone goal in the loss as Tampa's now won 7 straight. Tonight, the Devils, they'll be shooting for a 4th straight win. They skate against the Flyers at the Rock. The Islanders are off. Some bad news coming down today. Veteran winger Cal Palmieri needs surgery to repair a torn ACL in his left knee and is expected to be out 6 to 8 months. He sustained that injury in the second period of last night's shootout loss to the Flyers. In the NBA, the 3-15 Nets will look to put the brakes on a 3-game skid. They tip off against the Bucks in Milwaukee tonight. Coverage on the Fan begins at 7:50. Week 13 in the NFL, the Jets getting ready to host the Falcons at MetLife Stadium tomorrow. And the Giants visit the Pats on Monday. And after missing a couple of games, the Giants visit the Patriots Monday. They will have Jackson Dart back under center as he did clear concussion protocol and is expected to start. From the WFAN Sports Desk, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
Outdoor dining here in the city coming to an end today for the season. Rats love it, but some restaurant owners don't.
It's a wrap for outdoor dining in the city for now.
The outdoor disaster, I would like to call it.
That's Calvin, owner of Trinity Jam BK. He says it's a blessing for business and a curse to his pockets.
We've put out over $6,000 in outside dining. It's expensive to take it up and tear it down.
He adds,
the gross annual income that we make versus how much it costs to put these things up and take it down. This is something that's geared towards bigger corporation.
Now the latest from Mayor-elect Mamdani. He's open to restoring outdoor dining. Calvin thinks that's
great. I think it would be great.
So restaurants beware. If DLT sees the shed, you pay the fine. Amanda Alexander, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Canarsie.
Measles cases are rising, not only in the U.S., but around the world.
A new report finding that measles cases are trending upwards worldwide. The World Health Organization finding the number of measles cases in 2024 surpassed the number of pre-COVID cases. Now health experts are sounding the alarm. The WHO's epidemiology team looked into data from 2020 to 2024 and found there were about 11 million measles cases in 2024 worldwide. That's an 8% increase compared to 2019.
Melissa Adan reporting. So far this year, the U.S. has seen nearly 1,800 confirmed measles cases in 42 states. 3 people have died, including 2 children. The White House is calling out news organizations in a new section on its website. The Media Offender of the Week page features a list of outlets and reporters, including CBS News, the Boston Globe, and the Independent. CBS White House correspondent Nancy Cortez is among the reporters on the list. She recently questioned the president about the vetting of the National Guard shooting suspect, prompting Mr. Trump to call her a, quote, stupid person. The site claimed that the news organizations misrepresented and exaggerated some of the president's claims, including his call for the execution of some members of Congress. The page also features an offender hall of shame that includes the Washington Post, CBS News, CNN, and MSNBC, citing their coverage of various events. An enormous box of mac and cheese caused a Black Friday frenzy. We'll tell you about that, but first wins news time 4:51. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
Now we have trouble in Queens, eastbound Grand Central Parkway, right around Steinway Street in Astoria. That is a disabled vehicle knocking out one lane. So if you're using the Triborough into Astoria right now, you have that up ahead waiting for you, unfortunately. And the westbound side of the Grand Central in front of LaGuardia is also busy over by 94th Street. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 50 minutes solid at the inbound George Washington Bridge. Eastbound 46, eastbound 4, southbound Palisades ramp. It's all backed up. If you're using the outbound side of the George Washington Bridge with the Cross Bronx delays included, you're looking at least 40 minutes. 50 minutes into the Lincoln and Holland. Outbound Holland's going to cost you around 20. Working on that disabled vehicle on the ramp to bring you onto the Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound. So you're slow in that southbound FDR in that area. area. Westbound BQE across the Kosciuszko slow from Queens Boulevard all the way to Williamsburg. And then there's eastbound delays over by Atlantic Avenue approaching the Brooklyn Bridge. Andre Ferro, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Matt Benz.
And the sky is still clear here across the area. Of course, the sun is down, and it's a chilly one this evening. Clouds will return, though, here through tonight with a low 36 tomorrow. Cloudy and breezy, not as chilly, and that's good news because we do have some rain on the way for the midday through the afternoon. No wintry concerns here for the area with a high near 50, though, with wet roads. Just take it easy out there if you're traveling out and about. Monday still breezy, at least early on, high at 41. And the next storm returns for Tuesday, bringing rain, perhaps mixed in with some snow at the onset for a time in the city, but no accumulation expected. 1 to 3 inches of snow may fall across northwest Jersey as well as the Hudson Valley suburbs, even more for the distant northwest suburbs with a high 38. Right now it's 41 degrees in Central Park with a relative humidity at 31%. Repeating, the current temperature is 41, falling down to 36 tonight in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz, on New York's weather station, 10 winds on 92.3 FM.
One of the hottest Black Friday items was not a Labubu or a Nintendo Switch. It was a box of mac and cheese.
Many people spent hours on the Walmart website trying to get their hands on the limited edition Mac Friday box. It's a giant box of Kraft mac and cheese.
It's literally the size of a flat screen TV.
A 65-inch flat screen TV.
Wait until you see what's inside here. I'm just going to let her rip.
65 boxes of the iconic noodles and cheese. But when it went live at midnight Friday, it sold out in seconds. It was only $19.37. Expect to see boxes resold on places like eBay for a whole lot more now. No word if Walmart will restock before Christmas.
People need hobbies. Stacey Lynn reporting drones are becoming more common when it comes to fighting crime.
When a prolific shoplifter was seen dashing out a door of a local Target store, Redmond police sent up a drone.
Air 1, he's westbound on 76, approaching 520.
Which tracked the suspect.
He's also carrying a blue backpack. Looks like he's stuffing items into it.
The department was one of the first in the nation to receive FAA approval to fly drones without a visual observer. This means they can fly ahead of first responders, like the cop on the ground who cuffed the suspect.
Hey, stay right there! Keep your hands out the back!
And recovered the stolen goods.
Correspondent Heather Bosch. I was just thinking about that mac and cheese box that's the size of an enormous flat screen when that's what's entertaining, but the TVs. Anyway, it's 41 with clear skies, going down to 36 in Midtown. Time for Bloomberg Money Watch.
Get ready to be mauled if you're going out holiday shopping, because indoor shopping centers are likely to be more crowded this year than last as we move deeper into the gift-giving season.
Most shoppers are planning on shopping both in-store and online.
Tiffany Ye is managing director at the Boston Consulting Group.
They want to touch and feel the products. They want to be a part of experiential retail. They want personalized help as they shop.
And she says the trend is intensifying.
It's really in line with what we've been seeing all year long.
As Gen Z heads to the mall for experiences like dining, movies, indoor skydiving, or going to the new experiential Netflix house, mall occupancy is on the rise. Capital One Shopping says 73% of consumers born between 1997 and 2012 visit a mall at least once a month. And although it's nowhere near pre-pandemic peak, foot traffic is up this year at indoor malls as more young people shop in real life, IRL. I'm Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
1010 Wins. When I need to know.
Gotta know what's happening in my city.
I need it to stay on top of what is going on.
Curated just right.
1010 Wins. At 92.3 FM.
WINS FM and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Chris Roush is our writer, Gary Souter at the editor's desk, and I'm Show Kabbalah.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good afternoon, 41 degrees at 5 o'clock. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. Retailers big and small seeing record spending over this long Thanksgiving weekend. And now today is Small Business Saturday.
Small businesses keep our city going 24/7.
Shoppers being asked to buy local today. Multiple arrests in Chinatown after protesters got into a standoff at a parking garage barrage with federal agents and police. A double whammy today for air travelers. Stormy weather and thousands of jets grounded by a software issue that caused a recent mid-air mishap. President Trump making new threats against Venezuela today, saying the airspace above that nation is now, quote, closed in its entirety. And rock and rollers on Long Island helping to fight hunger with a benefit concert and food drive tonight. Well, a day game for the Rangers, and it looks like they were trailing Tampa Bay at last check. The Nets are in Milwaukee tonight. Devils skating against the Flyers. AccuWeather says low 36 this evening as clouds move in. Maybe a little rain tomorrow for the post-Thanksgiving trip home. Latest news time 5:01. Let's get you where you need to go with Susan Browning.
It is a slow ride, so take it easy on the inbound George. 45 minutes from 80-95. If you can swing it from routes 46 and 4, that's about a 25-minute ride coming into the city. The Lincoln and the Holland are both stacked up on the inbound side, about 40 minutes going outbound on those Hudson River crossings. Not really seeing any major troubles. Outbound George about 25 minutes. And some good news for drivers in the Bronx. Eastbound Cross Bronx at the Throgs Neck split. You had a crash there. That's been cleared away. Now in Queens, that Grand Central eastbound at Steinway Street, you got that right lane still, not causing a giant delay, but you are a bit slow coming off the RFK into Queens. And here's what you need to know about the other bridges and tunnels. On the East River crossings, a little bit of a slowdown on the Brooklyn Bridge heading into that barrel in Rockland County on the southbound thruway before exit 10. Beware of a two-car crash. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Our long holiday weekend may end with a little rain tomorrow after another chilly day today. Let's get a live update on the forecast now from AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz. Matt?
And we are looking at rain for tomorrow, so if you are traveling out about, heading home, or wherever you may be headed, watch for wet roads. The good news is temperatures will be well above freezing with a high near 50, so wet roads will be the only concern, but look for that rain midday through tomorrow afternoon. Bigger concern at this point will be the large coastal storm coming our direction on Tuesday. Rain perhaps mixed in with some snow for a time here in the city at the onset Tuesday. A little in the way of accumulation. Any accumulation should be held to northwest Jersey and many Hudson Valley suburbs with temperatures into the 30s, so storm will keep an eye on next couple of days. Donna, back to you.
Okay, Matt, and of course everyone should stay with 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM this weekend for the latest on the forecast from AccuWeather. As holiday shopping heats up, today's the day your local mom and pop stores hope you'll bypass the big box retailers and choose them instead. It is Small Business Saturday, the traditional follow-up to Black Friday, with shoppers everywhere asked to spend their shopping dollars close to home.
We all do it. Let's order in instead of going out. But that's a challenge to Calvin. He owns Trini Jam BK, a restaurant in Canarsie.
People want it fast. People want it now. So we do cater for online, and then we reach on all of these different online platforms. And those are the bulk of our business that we do currently.
So this Small Business Saturday, he's thankful to all who support, especially in person.
We also want to invite people to have that one-on-one time with each other. They can't get that online.
Food, the key to anyone's heart, but to Kelvin, giving back is too.
We give out every year scholarship fund to kids in Canarsie.
He says we live in the community. We don't just do business here. Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM at Trini Jam BK in Canarsie.
Well, among the community leaders encouraging New Yorkers to shop in their own neighborhoods today is Mayor Adams. He posted this video on social media.
From local bodegas and mom and pop stores to neighborhood retail, bars, and world-class restaurants, small businesses keep our city going 24/7.
Shoppers have already spent a staggering and unexpected amount of money as the holiday shopping season got underway this week. That includes a record $11.8 billion in online sales on Black Friday alone. A standoff in Chinatown today between law enforcement and protesters, a number of whom wound up in handcuffs. The NYPD was called in after the protesters confronted federal agents at a parking garage on Center Street. It's not clear if the feds involved were ICE officers. Police say the group was blocking the street and refused to move. Some also throwing things at law enforcement, allegedly. No word yet exactly how many protesters were arrested or exactly what they're being charged with. We'll talk about bad timing. We're seeing lots of flight delays and cancellations today as people begin heading home from their Thanksgiving week travels, partly because a few hundred passenger planes may have been grounded. They all need a software update that may have had something to do with a frightening mishap last month.
Airbus said Friday that the examination of a JetBlue plane that suddenly dropped in altitude last month revealed that intense solar radiation may corrupt data critical to functioning of flight controls. Tim Johnson, policy director with the UK's Civil Aviation Authority, tells Sky News the update is considered precautionary but urgent.
It's not all of the A320 aircraft, it's just some of the variants with a particular configuration of them. And it's asked airlines to make sure this maintenance, this precautionary maintenance is done as soon as possible.
It's considered a quick fix, taking most planes about 2 hours. More than 500 U.S. registered aircraft were affected. I'm Donna Warder.
Well, there's a mystery for police in the Bronx where a woman's body was found yesterday in a burning apartment building. The 73-year-old woman was not a victim of the fire, though. That's according to FDNY Deputy Assistant Chief Joseph Duggan.
There is an unrelated DOA in an apartment not outside an immediate fire area. It is currently a separate incident unrelated to the fire, and it's under investigation by NYPD.
Now, the remains found in the woman's apartment by first responders at the scene. No word yet about a possible cause of death. Well, some more tough words from President Trump about Venezuela today. On social media this morning, the president posted that airspace around the South American nation should be considered, quote, closed in its entirety. A message aimed partly at commercial airlines.
Washington says it wants to combat drug trafficking. But the Venezuelan government says the aim is to depose President Nicolas Maduro, whose re-election last year was denounced by the opposition and many foreign nations as rigged. Mr. Trump has fired off a lot of provocative social media posts in recent days, often leaving much to interpretation. The latest one continues that trend, and until more details emerge, it's difficult to know if this is just a threat or will lead to concrete action.
Correspondent Michael Duncan. Now, the U.S. has carried out several strikes against alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Pacific Ocean since September, killing at least 83 people. Well, the human cost of the war in Gaza continues to rise. The Palestinian-run health ministry says more than 70,000 people have now died since the war began over 2 years ago in October 2023. Hundreds more have been killed since the ceasefire began last month. Israel continues military operations in the region, including raids in Syria and Lebanon targeting militants. Clashes and settler violence also continue in the West Bank. Both sides accuse each other of violating the ceasefire, highlighting the ongoing volatility in the Middle East. Checking the temperature right now, we've got 41 degrees. We expect to drop to 36 overnight in Midtown. Traffic in the full AccuWeather forecast next. Well, just ahead here on 1010 Wins, ecology and luxury travel butting heads in Africa. And now there's a lawsuit over it. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. But first, it is news time 5:11. Let's get you where you need to go now. Here's Susan Browning.
And the hot spot is the inbound George, 45 minutes on 8095. If you can go from routes 46 and 4, it's going to save you about 20 minutes. So the Hudson Tubes coming inbound both, averaging about 40 minutes. Going outbound, not seeing any major troubles on those. Now the outbound George, about 25 minutes. The westbound Cross Bronx, kind of a jam up from around the Bronx River Parkway. I'm looking at the East River crossings and I'm just shocked. All I'm seeing is the Brooklyn Bridge, a slow-go coming over into Brooklyn. Now, once you get there on the BQE, the westbound side slow from the Kosciuszko down to around the Prospect. The eastbound side is pretty jacked up as well. The westbound belt, I'm seeing a two-car crash just past the Van Wyck. And in Queens, still have that issue on the Grand Central eastbound at Steinway Street, a right lane's down. You're kind of slow coming off that RFK into Queens. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
And now off to a check of the AccuWeather forecast. Back with us now, meteorologist Matt Benz.
Clear here for this evening, at least with a light wind. It is chilly, but not nearly as windy as recent nights. We'll see an increase in cloud cover, low of 36 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy and becoming breezy once again. Not as chilly, and that's good news because we do have some rain moving in for the midday and afternoon. Outside of wet roads, no other wintry concerns expected here across the region with a high near 50. Monday, still breezy, but drying out, a high 41. And here comes our next storm for Tuesday. Bringing in rain, but it could be mixed in with some snow for a time at the onset here in the city. Little to no accumulation expected here in the city nearby suburbs, but there could be 1 to 3 inches of snow northwest Jersey, as well as the Hudson Valley suburbs, and more distant suburbs could see a bit more with a high 38. Right now it's 40 degrees in Central Park with a relative humidity of 33%. Repeating, the current temperature is 40, heading down to 36 tonight in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Matt Benz on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Well, a brewing controversy in Kenya over a new luxury lodge owned by the Ritz-Carlton. It's a fancy $5,000 a night safari camp complete with private pools, Butler service and panoramic views of wildlife. Sounds nice, but it's been hit with a lawsuit from a local tribe. The suit claims the new tourist destination threatens a migration corridor that's vital to the movement of African wildlife. That includes wildebeest, zebras, elephants, and more, they say. Now, Marriott and Kenyan authorities insist environmental requirements were met by the project. Experts say the case could set a groundbreaking precedent for balancing luxury tourism with wildlife conservation in one of the world's most iconic ecosystems. A court hearing in the case scheduled for next month. 40 degrees, clear skies. We're going to drop to about 36 tonight in Midtown. And now, a WFAN Sports Flash.
Hey there, Donna. Let's get it going with the college football. Rutgers hosting Penn State right now in Piscataway, and they're at the half at SHI Stadium. The Scarlet Knights trailing the Nittany Lions 24-21. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, rivalry weekend rolled on in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where top-ranked Ohio State defeated Michigan at the Big House 27-9. The Buckeyes snapping a 4-game losing streak to the Wolverines. In the NHL this afternoon, the Lightning iced the Rangers at the Garden 4-1, snapping the Blue Shirts' 3-game winning streak. JT Miller with the lone goal in the loss. And the Devils, they'll be shooting for a 4th straight victory tonight. They skate against the Flyers at the Rock. The Islanders are off. They got some bad news, though, this morning as veteran winger Kyle Palmieri needs surgery to repair a torn ACL in his left knee. He's expected to be out 6 to 8 months. He sustained that injury in the second period of last night's shootout loss to Philadelphia. In the NBA tonight, the Knicks are off, but the Nets will look to put the brakes on a 3-game slide when they tip off against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Coverage on the Fan at 7:50. And Week 13 in the NFL, the Jets play the Falcons in East Rutherford tomorrow, and the Giants visit the Patriots Monday night. And after missing a couple of games, Giants quarterback Jackson Dart cleared concussion protocol and is expected to start. From the WFAN Sports Desk, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
Well, music and a mission of charity tonight on Long Island to help prevent hunger during the holiday season. This is an event called the Baker's Dirty Dozen, a benefit concert and food drive supporting Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Regional Food Bank. Joey Hanko is a musician who organized the food drive, and he tells 1010 Wins he's one of the acts that'll be performing.
I've gotten to know each and every one of the bands that are on the bill tonight to see how much we've pulled together to help each other out to get this done. It's really been amazing.
Hanko and a lineup of original bands will take the stage at TC's Whiskey Rocks in West Babylon starting at 7 to 9, admission $10. All proceeds going to Long Island Cares, and they are collecting non-perishable food donations at the door as well. 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, moving at the speed of New Yorkers.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 40 degrees, clear skies at 5:20. I'm Donna Vaughn. And here's what's happening. Goodbye to Black Friday. Hello to Small Business Saturday. Today's the day shoppers are encouraged to spend their gift dollars in their own neighborhoods. 'Tis the season in Brooklyn where the annual Park Slope tree lighting is being held tonight, time to coincide with Small Business Saturday, in fact. Well, the outside dining season ends in the city today as licenses for roadway sheds expire, but changes could be coming under the new mayor. A report today that the FDA is investigating the deaths of 10 children who'd received the COVID vaccine to see if the vax had anything to do with it. And in 1010 Wins Entertainment's Zootopia 2 debuted at the movies this holiday week, and it's making a big splash. Well, the Rangers lost to Tampa Bay this afternoon. Tonight it's the Nets at the Bucks. The Devils hosting Philly. AccuWeather says still brisk tonight, increasing clouds, low 36. Tomorrow could get a little wet. Wins News Time 5:21. Let's get you where you need to go now with Susan Browning.
And still that George is the sticking point this evening, inbound George. 45 minutes from 8095. That goes for both levels, my friends. 30 or less from routes 46 and 4. If you're thinking about the Lincoln or the Holland, think again. Inbound about 40 minutes. So we're running pretty much the same on the George, Lincoln, and Holland coming inbound. Now outbound on those Hudson tubes, you'll be cruising right along, not really seeing a problem there. Outbound George, about 25 minutes. Westbound Cross Bronx, a bit of a slow go from the Bronx River Parkway. And that Brooklyn Bridge, that's slammed up heading into that borough as we check those East River crossings. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3, LIE westbound, pockets of slowdowns from the Jericho to the Grand Central Parkway. And in Queens, that issue still the Grand Central eastbound at Steinway Street, right lane stall. You've got a slow ride coming off the RFK into Queens. Once you get past that, you are good to go. And the BQE moving westbound, that's a slow ride too from the Kosciuszko Frisco down to the Prospect in the westbound belt. Past the Van Wyck, I'm seeing a crash there. Susan Browning, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Well, today's the day each year when mom and pop stores here in the city and elsewhere hope you'll make an effort to bypass the big box chains and choose them instead. Welcome to Small Business Saturday. Lawmakers from Mayor Adams to Governor Hochul encouraging folks to shop small. We found shoppers in Canarsie today doing just that.
You find some treasures here that you wouldn't be able to find online.
They like to touch, feel.
When you shop with these big corporations, the dollars don't circulate locally.
Small Business Saturday is expected to bring in big numbers for those mom and pop shops, many of them family-owned.
For these small business owners, and this is their time of year to make it or break it. About 35% of their revenue comes in right now between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
That is Angelique Rowers with the business consulting firm Bold House. Adobe Analytics predicts consumers will spend $5.5 billion today, up nearly 4% from last year. Black Friday shoppers spent a record $11.8 billion online yesterday, up a little more than 9% year over year. Well, time to coincide with Small Business Saturday is an event in Brooklyn that's now underway, the annual Park Slope tree lighting. Organizers hope those who show up will shop local while they're there. Joanna Talentier is with Park Slope's Fifth Avenue Business Improvement District.
You can hang out and listen to some live music and get a hot chocolate. Santa will be there giving out candy canes as well. You can wait by the tree in anticipation for it to be lit, but you also can wander up the street and do some shopping while you're there.
And the event going on right now at 4th Street Plaza and 5th Avenue. Well, today's the last day for outdoor dining in the city as licenses for the streeteries expire. And many restaurant owners don't sound like they're going to miss it.
Restaurant owners like Calvin say the sheds are a blessing for business, but a curse to their pockets.
It costs about the same amount to build that it costs to tear it down, and it's over $5,000.
Add the cost of storing to the list. Now he owns Trinity Jam BK, a restaurant in Canarsie.
The gross annual income that we make versus how much it costs to be able to put these things up and take it down. This is something that's geared towards bigger corporation.
But that might not be the case forever. Mayor-elect Mamdani says he'll work to restore outdoor dining year-round, a move Calvin simply calls
great.
But until then,
it's a money grab for small businesses.
Amanda Alexander, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Canarsie.
Northwestern University has agreed to hand over tens of millions of dollars to the Trump administration. It's to settle claims of campus anti-Semitism and so they can get their federal funding back.
The university will pay $75 million to the federal government over the next 3 years to end an anti-Semitism investigation. The Trump administration had frozen $790 million in federal funds in April, accusing the school of fostering anti-Semitism on campus. As part of the deal, those funds will now be restored.
Correspondent Stacy Lynn. Earlier this year, Columbia University agreed to pay more than $200 million to resolve claims of alleged violations of anti-discrimination laws. Clear skies right now. We have clouds on the way, though. 40 degrees right now in Midtown. Now Bloomberg Money Watch.
Thanksgiving is over. Christmas and New Year's just around the corner. That makes this the best time of the year to buy a car. So why is that?
Whether you're buying new or used, when it's colder out and you're distracted by holidays, family and travel and money, budgets and spending, you're not as likely to buy either a new or used car.
That's Carl Brower, executive analyst at the online auto marketplace iSeeCars.com.
The dealers recognize this. They see the foot traffic drop on their lots, and they have to offer better deals to try to get people in.
So what kinds of vehicles can you get the best deal on?
Trucks and SUVs are the most popular vehicles, especially in the wintertime. So if you're willing to buy something like a minivan or an economy car or a sedan, you're going to have that much more leverage during the winter months because they're just not going to be as popular.
And with generous federal tax credits now eliminated, look for deals on new and used EVs as well. I'm Tom Busby. Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 wins at 92.3 FM. 1010 wins.
They cover everything.
Definitely where I go to keep up what's trending. I love all the attention to detail.
Great in the morning, heading out to work.
Gotta know what's happening in my city.
1010 wins.
On 92.3 FM.
40 degrees, clear skies in Midtown. Wins news time 5:30.
Good afternoon, I'm a show Kabbalah. This holiday season, not everyone will be on the receiving end of gift giving, and if you'd like to help, one local organization is asking for donations.
Ableist, based in Connecticut, is a nonprofit, provides services and support for folks with special needs.
This holiday season, it's launching a gift drop.
For the children that we support in our early intervention program and the adults that we support in our life services program.
Amy Montemuro is the president and CEO of IBIS. The drive runs through December 12th.
You know, our families are trying so hard to focus on helping their children to meet milestones. This just makes it so much easier for them and more special that they can provide their children with more.
They're looking for toys, books, clothing, taking in donations at their headquarters in Greenwich, their therapy center in Stamford, and they've also partnered with the First Bank of Greenwich to take in donations in Coscob, Stamford, and Portchester. Kevin Rincon, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. Wins News Time, 5:31. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Susan Browning.
Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. It's the inbound Georges, still the sticking point. 45 minutes from 8095. That goes for both levels. 30 minutes or less now from routes 46 and 4. And both Hudson tubes coming inbound about 40 minutes, give or take. Going outbound, it's zooming along, not seeing any issues. Now, the outbound George, not too bad, 25 minutes. The westbound Cross Bronx, a bit of a jam from the Bronx River Parkway. Long Island's Big 3 checking out okay, just slowdowns here and there, but so far, no collisions or stalls. Now in Queens, on the Grand Central eastbound at Steinway Street, right lane stall being worked on. You're slow coming off that RFK into Queens. The in Brooklyn, the westbound BQE, kind of a jam up, y'all, from the Kosciuszko down to Prospect. Now that westbound belt, we had a crash past Van Wyck. That is being worked on. Now in New Jersey, eastbound Turnpike, Hudson County Extension near exit 14. That's for Route 78 in Newark. You had 2 lanes down. You have 2 lanes down with a crash. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Matt Benz.
And a mainly clear sky right now, but clouds are lurking on the western horizon as they move in. That will help to keep temperatures from free falling tonight. Look for a low of 36 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and breezy, not nearly as chilly as the last couple of days. We'll see some rain around for the midday through the afternoon with a high near 50. Drying out for Monday, still breezy early on, cloud, sunshine high at 41. And our next coastal storm moves in for Tuesday, bringing cold conditions and rain, perhaps mixed in with some snow.